Hi everyone, I'm Marcus Chin. This is your colorful Wonderland. And today I wanted to do a quick demo on using watercolor pencils. So you are looking at a spread right now from Mermaids in Wonderland. Some work in progress, and the materials that you see below are the ones that I used to create the piece so far. They are watercolor pencils, the Faber-Castell brand, and I think the Albrecht Durer series, yes. And the colors, I'll just quickly go through them for you, are from bottom to top: Scarlet red, a dark orange, a burnt ochre, cadmium yellow, ultramarine blue, and a phthalo blue. And I use two brushes because, again, these are watercolor pencils. They're both Winsor Newton brand, a Filbert Brush, 1/4 inch, and a Sceptre Gold 2 00. So 0 is kind of the, I guess, the reference point in brushes. So if you go above 0, the brush gets wider and larger. If you go below 0, it gets finer. And so this particular brush, Sceptre Gold 2, is a 00. So again, it's very, very fine. So it will allow you to get into those really, really tiny areas. So again, what you'll see next is just a quick demo on how I've used watercolor pencils to create and color this piece. So I'm just about to lay down some water on top of my watercolor pencil. I want to show you the brush that I'm using. It is a Filbert brush. A Filbert brush refers to the shape of the brush. In this case, it's not rectangular, it's a flattened ovular shape. So this is really good for blending and for doing any kind of figurative work. A brush that's similar to this is a chiseled brush, and the ends of that is very sort of square or rectangular. So if I were to use that type of brush, it would be a bit too harsh, I think. So again, this is a Filbert brush. It is by Winsor Newton, 6mm. And what I do, what I'm about to do is just to lightly go over my colored pencil with some water, or with a damp brush. So I'm just gonna drop it in here. There's some water in here. Just soak it up a little bit. And then I am going to wipe off the water. It sounds really kind of strange to say that, but the pages on the coloring book aren't very heavy. I don't actually know the weight of them. I can get that information to you later, but what I don't want to do is have the pigment go through onto the other side of the page. And so you can see right now I've started to lay down some water on the colored pencil. You can see the strokes that I've been using, and this is contour hatching, essentially. I know that her arm is roundish, and so when I lay down the watercolor, or the wet brush, I sort of do it in a way where my strokes reflect the shape of her arm. Okay, so, and I do this over and over again, really slowly. Sorry for the not so fun camera work, but, so here you go again. So let me do this. Her face is a bit tricky. So you can see that there's a bit of a hard edge there. I want to sort of blend it out if I can. And I'm just gonna lightly go on top of it with my brush. You'll notice that I put blue on her face. And it's not because I'm trying to turn her into an X-Men character. The reason why is when I render shadows, I oftentimes like to have the base color be blue-ish or some kind of cool color. And the reason why is that it helps to give the image a bit more believability. And if you really think about it in nature, when it's a hot day and you go into the shadow, a shaded area, sorry, it feels really cool. And so that's kind of a way to think about sort of coloring your shadowed areas. So there you go. I also have a smaller brush too, which I like to use. This is a Sceptre Gold 2. the brush size is 00. So it's super small. Sorry for the wobbly camera work. I am basically holding my smartphone in one hand and painting with the other. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna use this brush for the finer areas, bring it onto a paper towel and literally wipe the water off, and then go back to my image and start blending. The page is buckling just a little bit. This particular technique requires a lot of patience because you have to let the paper dry, sort of in between washes. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like on the back side. Check it out. Look, no ink, no buckling, no wetness. It's a little cool, but you can feel, a few bumps, but I'm okay with it. So I am going to use a damp brush just to blend her hair a little bit. Just a tiny bit, not too much. And I use 2 different color blues. This ultramarine blue is here, and the phthalo blue is near her scalp. So I'm just going over it with a damp brush. And this is the 00 brush that I showed you earlier. I am just using this because it has a super fine point, and the way that I'm laying down my water or my strokes is following the shape of the hair, because I think it helps to make give believability to the image. I use that word a lot, believability, but it makes, I feel like, her hair look much more natural than if I were to sort of place the brush strokes in a scribbly way. And I do this a lot with my commercial illustration work too. I add some watercolor and onto my digital drawings, digital prints, sort of soften it up a little bit. So it doesn't seem like much, but I feel like it makes a difference. So let's zoom out a little bit. So this is just some work in progress using Faber-Castell Watercolor Pencils. And this is your wonderfully short tip. My name's Marcus Chin, and this is your wonderful, I keep on messing up. This is your colorful wonderland.wordpress.com. Thanks. I'll see you soon. Bye.